Global publishing, in particular the newspaper and magazine industry, is in a new and exciting phase. The internet and new technology are changing how people read publications and access information.
Against this background, we are launching a business concept that takes printed magazines into the future. Called Meganews, the concept will be a new feature on the modern media landscape.
Meganews is an online print-on-demand newsstand. Via an easy-to-use touchscreen, customers select the publication they'd like and pay with a debit or credit card. Their selection is printed at once and delivered in 2 minutes. The concept is being developed by Meganews Sweden AB, and the system works like this. Publishers store PDF files of their newspapers and magazines on a server, which Meganews stands can access. In less space than 4 square meters, these stands can offer publications from around the world.
In order to be safe and not miss any opportunity of selling, you supply the outlets with too many copies. On some instances, you will talk about 30 or 40% that will never be sold. And of course, if you have a machine that adjusts the consumer demand exactly one-to-one with what is produced, then you save money on the magazines that never be sold.
Traditional newspaper and magazine production demands major resources for returns and transport. A broader choice of distribution methods will benefit the publishing industry, consumers, and the environment. What Meganews can offer is a modern and efficient print-on-demand solution that delivers whenever, wherever.
The machine would enable several of the niche magazine publishers to reach audiences that they otherwise couldn't, because they can't afford to distribute their magazine to all outlets.
What the consumer buys is this: a newspaper or magazine of the highest quality in terms of printing, images and color reproduction. The difference between a newspaper and magazine produced by a printing firm and the one supplied by Meganews is minimal. Can you see any difference between these two?
Smaller titles, niche titles, that's very significant for the magazine industry. And some of them, I'm sure, they can't afford to print and distribute magazines the way the bigger titles do. But with Meganews, they can reach the consumer and they don't have to print to keep in stock. And that's, of course, a great advantage with the system.
This is good. This is very easy to use and very convenient. Especially it's very convenient in the sense that this is an automat. It's available at a public place. The availability is the important point here, is that it's available at different hours, even late hours in the evening or early morning hours. I can go to this is a kind of kiosk for me, and I can get my newspaper here. I think it's a very, very innovative idea. I do not see any difference from the paper if I had bought it at a newsstand.
Well, in general, the magazines has to be where the consumers are. And thanks to the idea of Meganews, the magazine titles can always reach the consumers, and also in places where we don't reach them today. And that's a great benefit, I think.
One of the emotional aspects is trust, because basically you will put in your credit card into a machine that you never used before, a service that you have never used before. So the environment has to be very reliable, it has to be very trustworthy in its design and appearance.
Print and sales of papers and magazines via Meganews is an environmentally sustainable solution. The emissions of greenhouse gases is substantially reduced with the new print-on-demand technique compared to traditional production and sales. That shows an environmental analysis that has been made by the Swedish research institute Inventia.
At Inventia, we work together with our customers on new solutions and innovations. When launching a new product, it's important to make a sustainability assessment. And we made a life cycle assessment comparing a Meganews magazine with a traditional magazine. And we found that for a Meganews magazine, about 60% less greenhouse gases are emitted. than a traditional magazine. And this is thanks to the print-on-demand technique, which means that every copy that is printed is sold, in comparison to a traditional magazine where a number of copies remain unsold in the store and are sent directly to recycling. So it's a question of resource efficiency.
Meganews Magazines are now being established in various public places, like stores, hotels and airports. The first airport to offer its visitors an automatic newsstand is Landvetter Airport in Gothenburg, Sweden, where as well as airport management as travellers have shown great interest.
I liked it a lot actually, and it's a really nice magazine, so I'm definitely going to use it again. Yeah, it looks like just a normal newspaper or a magazine. Especially the stores, the shops, they don't have to buy like, I don't know how many newspapers or magazines and then return it. So it would be good for them too, I think.
For publishers and editorial departments, sales of the products via Meganews offers major benefits. With no cost for printing, distribution and handling returns, they can expand their single copy sales into completely new locations. Most of the Swedish publishing industry is already involved in the project. That includes companies like Bonnier Tidskrifter, Bonnier Publications, LR Media, LRF Media, Albinson & Sjöberg, Talentum and Medstroms.
At the heart of this whole venture is the printed word. The goal is to increase newsstand sales and the importance of print media. Would you or your company like to get involved and take traditional newspapers and magazines into the future? Then contact Meganews. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.